Let's go with the first round. First round breakdown.
Cool.
All right. They both come out, meet in the center of the ring. What you see Spence doing?
I would say I see Spence probably coming forward with his jab. Probably trying to cut off the ring a little bit. Cause I think Crawford will probably be moving laterally. So I just see Errol coming forward, trying to stick that jab and get Crawford respect early.
All right.
Yeah.
I see Spence coming forward, pumping the jab, being very cautious, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see when Crawford swings, him doing a little arm, little elbow block. I see him jumping back a bit when Crawford swings. I see as Spence swing, Crawford trying to get his timing down. So he's trying to figure out which side he wants his head on when he punch. I do think Crawford's going to start off orthodox, but I think he's trying to figure out which way he want to slip that jab. I see that coming early. I think Spence is going to have a low round, maybe about 40, 50 punches for him. I think Crawford is probably going to throw about 17 to 25 punches. I think it's going to be fairly even, just a fill-out round. I don't think he going to come forward and step to him or anything like that. I think it's going to be a nothing round, honestly.
Okay.
How you see the second round?
Yeah, so with that then, with the second round, I would say I see Crawford starting to find his range a little bit, use his jab more, the stick jab, whatever, and basically try to counter Errol when he come in and throws his 1-1-2 kind of combo, or pretty much like his go-to setup punches, throwing the 1-1 and then with the cross. I think I see Crawford being ready for that and trying to counter that throughout that round.
I see Spence having some success in the second round, coming out, maybe even getting a head pop, too, a nice solid jab or two. I think Crawford's going to do some good work underneath to the body. When Spence come in, I think the second round, I see Crawford being more countering Spence to the body, not really figuring out his distance to the head yet. I think it's going to be a close round. I could even tell you how I feel the commentators. I think the commentators are still going to go with more of Spence. I think the first round is going to be more of a filler round. But I think we're going to be looking at a controversial 2-0 so far with Errol Spence.
Okay.
How you see the third round?
Yeah. Third round, I think based off with the judges and stuff, like you say, the idea 2-0, they probably be leaning towards Spence way, being that he's the aggressor. I think this is when the third and fourth round, but we're talking about the third, I think this is when Crawford's going to turn it up. Not super high, but he's going to turn up as in basically, I see him, like you said, going to the body and starting to throw his hooks, especially the lead hook, and then to the cross. And I see pretty much he's trying to set Errol up with something, whether that be a uppercut or pretty much like one of those pretty much that lead hook. I see him setting up one of them punches in the third round and pretty much being defensively responsible in there at the same time. And I see Errol pretty much he paced himself really well and pretty much he's been really cautious. He ain't throwing as much jabs as he was in the first two rounds. And he kind of trying to be cautious of the counters that could come back to him that Crawford can land.
Yeah, I see Errol being successful still. But I do see at this point there is going to be some turnaround as far as the one second. There's going to be some turnaround as far as the countering. So I think Crawford is going to counter him. You're going to noticeably see that Errol is kind of feeling, oh, he got me. You know what I mean? I think that's going to become noticeable in appearance. I think Errol's going to start reacting a little bit to Crawford punches. I think he's going to try to press the issue just a little bit. He's going to get in on the inside. There's going to be a clinch. Maybe a few shots, nothing solid. But I think the third round is going to be arguably a Crawford round. So we're looking at 2-1 Crawford or 2-1 Spence based on how you see the fight, how you see that first round so far.
Yeah, me, I would say, yeah, it'd be 2-1, probably Errol way. Yeah. So, yeah, give Errol the first, probably the second, then third will be like a Crawford round. I think that's when you pick it up.
I think the third is going to kind of be a changing a bit of the tides.
Yeah. And then that leads to the fourth. I think the fourth is when I think Errol is going to start to throw those wide and kind of like squared up punches. You know, that you can see him throw at time with Ugas or he done against Carol Book where like he would try to load up and you could tell like, okay, he putting it all into it and he had missed. And I see Crawford just again from that third, he's finding his rhythm and pretty much being ready for that. Whether he catching the punch or he's slipping it or just doing a step back. And I think this would be a round where Crawford could potentially hurt Errol in being like you see Errol being more vulnerable in the fourth round. But
I see them both getting caught with a few shots. I see Errol finally landing that left hand. I see Crawford having a reaction to it. I see that reaction being exaggerated by like the crowd and people at home. I see Crawford hitting Errol until you know where Errol kind of he gets on defense when he gets hurt, kind of backs up a little bit. So I see the fourth round, Errol bagging up a little bit, and I think the fourth round will be another one of those 10-10 rounds to where a lot of Errol Spence fans will probably think he up 4-0. Terence Crawford fans will probably go have it 2-2. You know, all the reasonable fans will have it 2-2. And I think some fans might even have it 3-1 either way. So I think it's going to be one of those rounds. And it's going to look like, especially to Errol fans, that Errol's running away from it. How you got the fifth?
The fifth. So the fifth, I see this round, they both pretty much are fighting at a high pace in this round. Errol's kind of throwing his 1-1-2. He's throwing them hooks. He's trying to take different angles. And I see with Crawford, basically, I think Crawford going to be kind of playing possum in this round. When I mean by possum, he's going to kind of be using the high guard, kind of trying to get Spence to open up more when he throws his hooks and his combinations and try to catch Errol with a good solid shot, pretty much that he feel like Errol's gonna react to. So I think Crawford will be looking for a big punch in the fifth round to basically get Errol pretty much off his pace because they consider there's gonna be a high pace round where they both gonna be I was expending a lot of energy. And
Yeah, I see the same thing. I see Crawford having more success timing Errol to the body. I see Errol coming in, able to get on the inside, do a little bit of work. I don't think it's going to be the kind of work he's looking for, but I see Crawford kind of getting him to the body. I think it's going to be another close round with Crawford landing the harder body shots and continuously investing in the body. And I think Errol is going to just start throwing the game plan way more. I think he's going to start getting more and more aggressive at this point, realizing that the boxing is not working.
Yeah.
And as far as the winner of this round, I think it's going to be another round like it's going to be a definitive Crawford round, but it's going to be close. Like
Yeah.
I think all the commentators will say, yeah, that's a Crawford round. So I think on everybody's card, for the most part, it's going to be a Crawford round, but it's going to be close. So again, it depends on how you're looking at it. Earl would still be up at this point, and to his fans, that's probably gonna be the first round he lost.
Right. So yeah, man, with the 6, with the body shots being exchanged, Errol letting his body shots like he did in the past couple rounds of Crawford. I think this round right here, I think this is where Crawford's gonna kind of start to take over, and with those body shots that he's been landing, like you had mentioned, I think we're gonna kind of see Errol start to respect those and actually have a reaction that is going to be evident. And I think this is when Crawford is going to start to notice that and start to try to go on the inside, kind of frame Errol, try to get Errol towards his center line so Crawford can throw those little rear uppercuts, kind of 1-2 to the body, kind of like a little bit what he's doing with Avenesian, them type of variation of punches. And then I think Errol, man, like I say, I just think Errol gonna be kind of in this round taking it off, being that the body shots are getting to him. But yeah.
Yeah, I see Crawford getting a little more comfortable, getting a little more loose, punching Earl between his punches. I think he'll finally start to get some success to the head, to where early he was only getting it to the body. I still think it's going to be a contentious round. I don't think it's going to be flat out. But again, I think most judges, everybody's going to agree this is another Crawford round. And so I think Errol punch output for the 6th round is going to be a lot significantly lower. I think you're going to start to see the punch output lower. I think people are going to start basically pointing that out. And yeah, and I think at this point, go back to the corner, and Derek will start giving him some instructions, and then, like I said, he's just going to get more and more aggressive as it goes on.
Right. Yeah, so I say with the 7th, man, there's so much, man, I could be saying, but I say with the 7th round, I see, this is when I think Crawford is going to go for, not a knockout, but he's going to go for possible knockdown in this round. I think it's going to come from Crawford catching Errol coming in when they was from the previous round, going in the inside a little bit, banging up a little bit. And I think Crawford's going to kind of set a trap. Errol, like, okay, let's come into the inside, bang. And I think he's going to set Errol up with I'm going to say it would either be an uppercut or the 3-2 that Crawford left in, the lead hook and the cross. I think it will be probably one of those 3 punches, the 3-2 or the uppercut, rear uppercut. That's he's going to catch Errol with. And I think Errol might go down this round. But yeah.
I see him hurting Errol this round, but again, I think it's like a denial hurt. I could even see the commentators arguing whether he was hurt or not. I think Earl's going to come forward in the high guard. I do think he's going to have some success getting on the inside. I think Crawford's going to do some good success clinching and spinning, timing him a few times to the body coming in. I think Crawford's going to get Earl in the high guard, start punching around that high guard a little bit as Earl comes forward, using a little lateral movement, getting a little looser. I think this is going to be the first big Crawford round to where he's hitting Earl and he's definitely getting the reaction from him.
Right. All right. So we on to the 8th, I think. Yeah. 8th round. I say, hey, I gotta see how many rounds we got so far for Errol.
I got 10th round TKO. I think right now, again, it depends because I would have it. We going into the 8th. I think some of the scorecards are gonna still have Errol up a round or 2.
Right. So it'll be like what, 4-3? No.
Yeah. Round 4-3 going into the 8th. with the two definitive Crawford rounds, and then like I said, it's the first round is going to be that's going to look a little weird, but I think the fight is closing. We're probably a point away at this point, 4-3 going into the 8th round.
All right, perfect. And I think, we're in the 8th round. Okay, cool. So, in the 8th, I would say this is the round that, again, Crawford's going to be banking on the success he had in the 7th and the other previous rounds where we're going to the body. I think this is when he's going to kind of start showing his speed, you know what I'm saying, his foot movement, changing angles on Errol. I think it's going to be hard for Errol to keep up. I think what Errol's going to be doing in this round, which I will recommend actually early, but I'll see him doing later, is clinching. He's going to start to lean on Crawford and try to push Crawford against the ropes to get Crawford to disturb Crawford's rhythm, because Crawford fights with a rhythm. And I think what Errol's going to do to disrupt that is try to clinch, hold, try to go to the body, may even, shoot a couple low blows against Crawford just to frustrate Crawford. But I think this is another successful Crawford round. And, I see Errol having some success towards the later half because it's kind of working, and I think he's going to kind of, be in that Crawford fight with momentum. He's going to get them little punches in the clinch, little lucky shots. And this might, to some people, the commentators might be around there. People say, oh, Errol stole, but I would say it would be a Crawford round. But yeah. How you have it, bro?
I see similar. I see Crawford doing some good work off the back foot. Again, Errol kind of abandoning the boxing, coming forward. I do see Errol getting in the inside a little bit, still getting countered, but I see him able to get in the inside clinch, do a little work on his own. I see Crawford controlling probably the first 2 minutes of the round, kind of mixing it up, maybe even getting into a back and forth a little bit. Errol's kind of swinging with Crawford, and I do see Errol maybe getting the best of one of those, to where maybe Crawford hit him twice, Errol hit him 3 times. When Crawford sticks his tongue out at him, and that's kind of the end of the round. And of course, it's more of a Crawford round, but it is an argument that Errol landed a big shot at the end of the round. And, I think it's going to be one of the moments crowds going to be on their feet at the end of the round, at the end of the 8th. But in a lot of scorecards, it's either tied up or Errol went up by another point. But I think for the most part, most of the judges are going to have it tied up at that point.
Right, yeah. So it'd be like probably 4-4. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so I say coming into the round 9, this round, being how we kind of in the beginning already told you guys our end result being a 10th round TKO. I think the round 9 is going to be a round where Crawford is going to be turning up a notch, and he's going to kind of have that switch where he's going to be pretty much turning intensity even higher than what he was in the last 4 rounds, or even 5 rounds. He's going to just be throwing the 3-2, his uppercuts, his I would say even the hooks, just we throwing all the ranges of punches. I see Errol in this round kind of now seeing that Crawford isn't slowing down. He's going to be doing the same thing, trying to make it an ugly fight, get in the inside, try to go to Crawford's body. Crawford's going to be ready. He's going to be countering Errol to the body and turning Errol. I think this round 2 will probably be a knockdown. I think Crawford will score 1 in this round. Just based off, I think Errol's just not going to be able to keep up with the pace, the level that Crawford rises to. And, eventually this is going to be the setup for the last round. Yeah.
I see Errol having some good success coming forward early in the round. Like, I see him capitalizing off the momentum from the last round. I see him coming forward, having some good success, basically speeding up a little bit. The 9th round, if you look at Errol's career, is always a bigger round for him. It's like he stores his energy for that 9th round. I see him speeding up, having a very good 9th round like he normally does. I see Crawford kind of moving backwards still, not quite getting the timing. And then I see later in the round maybe Errol does kind of overreach, get too excited, and does get hit with a big counter and get noticeably hurt. I'm talking about baby legs hurt or hit some mat at this point. So I think at this point it's the opposite to where Crawford was able to hurt Errol and maybe steal the round in the third of the fight. Errol kind of doing a little more control and moving him around a little bit, landing some jabs, and him end up running into something.
Gotcha. In the 10th round, so for the 10th round, I see the first minute and a half. I think Errol is gonna like you said, from the 9th round when he has a success coming forward, and like I was mentioning, using the clinch and kind of making a dirty fight, even though I would say Crawford will be kind of taking advantage of those or winning those exchanges. I think in this round, I think he's going to try to continue that, and he's going to get hit with from him ducking his head now, because Errol does that a lot. He kind of ducks his head. I think he's going to be up for an uppercut, the left uppercut or the 5. I think this is the punch that he gonna get KO with, or TKO with rather. Just from him basically ducking down a lot and Crawford being ready for that. And I see the follow shot after the uppercut probably be a hook from Crawford, probably again a 3. Then follow up probably with another uppercut. So yeah, I just see this round so the first minute Crawford is gonna have a lot of success. Then the next 2 minutes, I see this is when Errol just not gonna have much for him, and I think this is when Errol will kind of just leave it all on the line for the last 2 minutes. But yeah,
I see it's a situation where Crawford comes out, Errol comes out. Errol is a little bit, Errol ain't really used to getting hurt like that. I think Errol will be a little more defensive, a little more stationary, not coming forward as much. I think Crawford will stand there and start boxing, be a little more loose. Crawford will like he got a little more energy this round. I think what's going to happen is Errol's going to try to land a 1-2, and Crawford's going to catch him in between that, maybe land a flash knockdown. I think once Errol gets up, I don't even think he's going to be that hurt, but I think Crawford's going to jump on him while he's in the high guard. Punching around the side of the high guard, punching through the high guard. I see, honestly, Errol in the corner, standing up, taking a lot of shots, some of them missing, maybe having a bloody nose, and just not being able to fire back, because Errol does not punch when being punched, and Crawford just jumping on him and getting the stoppage. And I think a lot of Errol Spence fans are going to be pretty pissed, but I think that's going to be the case to where you're going to see Errol legs a little stiff, but I do think it's going to be not controversial to the normal person, but I do think it's going to be some pissed off fans. But I think that's what's going to happen. I think Crawford's going to hurt him. He's going to jump on him. He's going to hit him with everything. He's not going to let loose. He's going to punch me between that guard, but I say Crawford may throw 20 punches. He may land 12 of them, but there will be some 12 solid shots. And Errol will be sitting pretty much in the corner in his high guard, not really being able to fire off, just trying to be defensive. And I think the fight's going to get stopped.
Yeah, man. So this is our take. And if we feel like updating it, we will. But for the most part, this is how we see it so far. I know we I think 2.5 weeks out now. So yeah, man. Let me know what y'all think of the comments. It's gonna be uploaded on my channel with the team anyway. And I'm gonna include my guy. His channel is Boxing Thoughts and More. So yeah, y'all go check him out too. And y'all have a good one, man.
Peace.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah, it was a good breakdown.
I'm gonna call you back, bro.